Overgrowth LE. Game number 4, it is going to be representing Crossfire Gaming, Vise, and NoDice Gaming, Cowman, going on into the sweet, awesome bio pages.
That's right. Now, from NoDice Gaming, we've got Cowman. He is a Protoss player from the United States. He plays for NoDice Academy and was in the WCS Challenger for 2014. He considers himself to be very macro-oriented, and we're looking at his opponent here. I think, we don't actually have a bio for Vise, unfortunately.
But we have a picture.
Hey, and what a picture it is.
And statistics. So for the record, this is going to be a PVZ, so fairly even here for Vise at 50%. 49% for Cowman, so it could literally be anyone's game. Let's jump right on in.
You just have to find out here.
Absolutely, and in the upper right-hand corner, representing NoDice Gaming with NoDice, he has 0 of them. He's also wearing the orange trunks this evening. He is the Cowman.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, sporting that sexy picture from Crossfire Gaming, it is Vise.
He's vying for all of his places, as both of these teams are vying for their space in the playoffs. This is the round of 14 SC2CTL playoffs, week number 1 of the playoffs for those not paying attention to numbers. 2 teams did have a bye, so that's why it's a bit of an awkward number, but the 2 teams getting byes were the first and second place teams. I believe was Root Seed, and I'm not remembering the other one at the moment, but if you go to Liquipedia now, there's a pretty sweet article on there that shows the entire bracket. I'm sure someone will link it in chat for us.
And that will be forthcoming shortly, I'm sure. So both players just kind of making probes, making drones, gateway coming down now, as well as the GLHFs.
I think it's one of the first GLHFs we've seen in a while, actually.
Yeah, it seems like they kind of come and go. Some players are rather friendly, others are just getting right on down to business.
We do know that these teams do chat beforehand and whatnot, so maybe they verbally said their GLHFs. All the teams so far in SC2CTL have been pretty awesome to work with. A lot of nice guys we've gotten the opportunity to know throughout the playoffs, especially in communicating with them, getting those bios and stuff. So excited to see where we end up going down this playoff path. It is going to be a, I want to say a long road, but it's actually going to be quite short now, as it's only going to be 2 or 3 more weeks.
That's right. We are nearing the end here of all the playing. I mean, this is the first week of the playoffs, so we do have all that playoff action, and this is where the real juicy games start coming together, so I am real excited about that. But in terms of the grand scheme of things, SC2CTL is kind of winding up to wind down, I guess you could consider. It looks like Troy is having a grand old time with his little prayer in chat there. Wow, that is long.
Who played for Cowman for Indie Game? For Indie Game, it was HTO Mario, Cham, and then Corolla. Representing Crossfire, game number 1 was El Fatale, game 2 Husheng, game 3 was Pluto. Now we're into game number 4 with a score of 2-1 in favor of Crossfire Gaming, as we have an expansion here from Cowman. Fairly standard play out of both. A hatchery about to finish up here at the natural for Crossfire Gaming. Vise.
Vise decided to go a more kind of defensive play this time, or this Zerg player did this time, rather. He got the spawning pool before the hatchery, which, it's the conservative way to play. It's safer than just the hatch first. Did not have the scout out. He did not know what his opponent was doing. Lo and behold, he probably could have done the hatch first, but that's not here nor there at the moment as the game continues to roll on.
So this is one of the oddest things in this map, Gallegation. I'm looking at the little pipes next to the pylon here as a stalker is taking out that overlord there. Let's not miss any action. But this is one of the most awkward, weird spots on this map where it is actually walled off there, but it looks like a speedling could literally just hop over the pipes.
Yes, it does.
But 2 slowlings going to be making it into the base completely uncontested. Probe's going to be zip-zapping them away. Does take out one. One is remaining with half health, but a stalker conveniently pops out of their gateway and cleans it up. But the scouting did happen. It was undertaken by Vise, and he sees all the things that Cowman has going on.
That's right, that Overlord was able to sneak out of there. The Stalker was unsuccessful in its hunt, despite being aided by that Mothership Core. And it looks like now Cowman is deciding he's going to put the aggression on. 2 Stalkers heading across along with Mothership Core. 2 Queens are at the front for Vise, but not a whole lot else.
Speedling is about to finish up here for Vise, so if he can hold this off with these couple queens for just a moment here. Ooh, looks like he was about to put down a third base there with that drone. The drone just kind of hanging out. Guys, help me out. Help me out.
And without a whole lot of Zerglings here, I mean, this is kind of dangerous. The 2 Lings are getting a few chops off, but now they are taken out by the Mothership Core, and that drone decided to try and go out anyway. It was not successful, so Cowman is able to hold this third base from actually happening. 12 Zerglings about to come out, so they will be useful in dealing with this push of these 2 Stalkers, but the damage I feel like has been done that they were attempting to get done. They delayed the third, they forced all of these Zerglings, and oh my goodness, they got out of there without taking any damage.
He didn't actually lose a unit.
Yeah,
and delayed that third base by a whole lot. And there was a Stargate that came down for Cowman throughout the process, and Phoenix coming out. I wasn't going to call it because I didn't want to be wrong once again. Every time I call something, it's pretty much the opposite. But it looks like we're going to see Phoenix into Robo from Cowman, which is kind of become a standard again a little bit, sort of, where it kind of went away there for a while. But the Zergling is going to be preventing any third base here out of Cowman. Mothership Core just going to tickle away at some of the Zerglings out front, but a Phoenix is finding all the Overlords that are around the bases of Cowman, so they will not be spying for the Zergies anymore.
They will not indeed. And they are splitting up and on the hunt, man. They are going to all the usual haunts, and the Overlords are running back home for their lives.
Wow, so I mean, this is kind of, reminds me back in the day, when I used this build a little bit too. I mean, the goal was, oh no, the hull! Oh no, Gallegation! Oh no, Pylon does go down. Woo, that was close. That probe, one of the hero probes of Season 2 of SC2CTL, folks, right there. Literally saved everything.
That's right. More Overlords continue to go down as these Phoenix are on the hunt, and it looks like Vise is very supply blocked now, and it's going to have to take some time to build more Overlords before he's able to get any more units out.
Yeah, he did lose quite a few there, and all those Phoenix being done with their mission did... Oh, there's 2 Overlords that are just way out here in the center that he hasn't sniffed out with these Phoenix yet. That would be a pretty big deal for him to take out, but it looks like he's going to fly right past him. Is he going to sense them, see the juicy meat before this Queen can catch up? I'm not sure if he's going to see it right there, and he does find them, but I think it's going to be a little bit... Oh, does pick up that Queen, and he's going to get the kill on that, but the Overlords start running for home as fast as they can.
That's right. Zerglings for Vise were trying to assault that third base, but Cowman was right there with a significant small force to be able to shove that away, but I guess shove one away as the rest did fall.
So these Phoenix are still a thing here, and as I was about to say before the world just about ended there, the whole goal with this Phoenix play is to force out Hydralisk, and he did just that. And Phoenix actually did quite a bit of damage to Hydralisk if you can separate them out a bit. But now having these keep the units in the base of Vise while Cowman has that time to transition into Colossus with range. This is where Corolla got a bit shafted last game. He did not get the Phoenix, he got the Oracles. And they didn't really pay off for him too early because they weren't able to hold the Zerg back, and he was caught with his pants down when he was transitioning to Colossus, and didn't really have the units to hold it off. But we'll see if Cowman can do any differently, as it looks like Vise is getting ready to push here.
Yeah, and I think this is smart to kind of push right around this time. The Colossus, there is a Colossus out, but it does not have extended thermal lance at this point. And roughly, I mean, the units are kind of low. Oh my goodness, but you do not want to get your Lings split up quite that significantly.
No, so, indeed you do not. That was some nice force fields there. Almost grabbed every single one of those, but there is a backdoor into this, which is a little bit harder to defend here. I mean, Cowman kind of half-walling it off here to just keep the Zerglings back. Has a cannon behind his gateway wall here, but there is a little bit of space there they can get in. Now he's threatening, does move on up. One cannon scares away 50 Zerglings, folks.
Yeah, I don't think that he really wants to engage too heavily here. I think he was trying to do what damage he can while drawing out the army. Although he does not want to get those Hydralisks to be the meat here. But force fields do go down. Some Hydralisks are in the front. All the Zerglings are caught outside that wall, though. And Cowman able to do some significant damage there.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty impressive force fielding tonight now from Cowman and previously from Hushang. Really getting the cutoff there, and he's able to not use these sentries too much, so he does save quite a bit of energy. But now he's going to be moving across the map with these Phoenix to scout around a bit and do a little bit more damage. Hive coming down from Vise, so what are we going to see here? He does not have 2-2 yet, so not going to need the Hive for continuing upgrades. So we're going to see them Swarm Hosts again.
Well, you don't need the Hive for the Swarm Hosts either. My hunch is that he's got that missile attack level 2 about halfway done, so he could be getting the third one right around the same time.
We have seen quite a bit of Viper play here in this situation too when the Colossus come out, so I'm kind of expecting, yep, and there comes 3 Vipers. Woohoo! I got it right!
Yep.
Vipers are going to be, so this is really cool. Vipers are seriously one of my favorite units in this game. I love to see when you get someone who can control them really good, because you can just, one of my favorite clips from last season is one of your Yoink commentaries there in our highlight video from last season. Definitely neat to see. One of the better controlled Viper games I've seen in a while, but now these Phoenix are still just kind of poking around here, keeping an eye, but, the creep is starting to spread out here from Vise a little bit, so he's starting to get that highway going. There is an undetected observer of Cowman here right at the critical juncture point here of the transportational creep highway, so he can see pretty much everything that comes out.
Yeah, and just a few moments he's going to be able to see these Vipers too, as they are siphoning off the Roach Warren, getting it fairly low now, going into the Evolution Chamber instead. Finally deciding to, the one that he's siphoning is finally deciding to get that Carapace upgrade, as he has not received it yet. And oh my goodness, Enduring Locust is being researched once again.
Awesome. Well, got to have that transition ready once the Colossus are taken out. I mean, obviously that's the goal of this push with the Vipers, is to nullify the Colossus and then transition into something else. But Cowman very smart as well, as Storm is going to be just finishing up and he's going to have those High Templar. So if he can catch those Vipers off guard, he can nullify them quite as easily as well. So a lot of casters are going to be on the map here for this engagement. Who can control them better, we will see here very shortly, as both are positioning here. Now, this is actually a really neat... Oh no, the Hallucinated Phoenix is going to do 0 damage to these Vipers here as he's coming across, but now this is actually a pretty scary spot for Vise to move into, because he could get himself totally trapped if Cowman swings around behind him. Zerg, last time I checked, did not have...
Throughout all of this, he does have some run-bys going on in the 4th. He does have a Warp Prism going on in the main, as he's cornering this army, as you suggested could happen. And oh my goodness, there's the Storms going down and not moving at all. That is huge damage being taken. Cowman is destroying this army.
Nice feedbacks went down on those Vipers as well. They did not get one single yoink off. That was pretty much the worst thing that could possibly happen to Vise there. Definitely risky to move into that 3rd base, as there's no way out. Last time I checked, Zerg does not have mass recall.
They do have NoDice Network, though.
They do.
Not quite the same thing.
No, but now, having taken that great advantage, Cowman definitely doing the smart thing and pushing out across the map. He has an observer, so he's going to push back this creep a little bit. It has quite a good unit composition here. He's Void Rays, Colossus, Zealots, and Stalkers, as well as a couple High Templar in the back here. More runarounds from Zealots in the main base, but there are Spine Crawlers there to deal with that. But these Zealots have +2 attacks, so they're actually doing quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Vise is going to come out of this at this stage of the game. He's got the Swarm Hosts now, but we saw how well that kind of worked out for his comrade in arms earlier.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that last push, he really hoped to reduce the Colossus number here, but having not killed any of them, the Swarm Host transition isn't going to work out so well for him. So now going back to Hydra Viper again.
And there's the GG.
GG. So yeah, I mean, you saw a definite clear game plan from Vise. He had definite set out exactly what he wanted to do, but one false move into that 4th base cuts off his entire army, loses everything, and then really there's nowhere for him to go. No,
like you said, there is no way to kind of mass recall your way out of that situation, and if that army isn't really able to get done what he set out to get done, I mean, as you said, it's a very crucial moment. So because it was not able to get the damage done that it wanted to against the units that it wanted to, The Swarm host follow-up was not nearly as strong as he would have liked, and just the infrastructure damage that he had taken, I mean, there was just no coming back.
I honestly felt like that position across in between the 4th and the 3rd there with the low ground rocks that you kind of walk up was actually a really scary place for the Vipers to engage that army, because he could have, I think he could have gotten in there close enough if the Colossus were a little bit out of position and yoinked them right to the other side of that sort of embankment there.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is not how it happened.
Nope. Things, wishful thinking.
Yes.
But that does make setting up the score easy in this next game. It is 2-2 after 4 games. So a very even series here. Very long games, very exciting games. And it has been